A very powerful piece of Indigenous art is on display in Washington, D.C., but it's making its way back to Montana, and you can come see it here at Tippet Rise.
This beautiful mountain setting near the Beartooth Mountains was land the Crow people once called home, and so it's fitting this will soon be home to an art piece with significance to the Crow people.
The piece is called The Soil You See. It's truly an honor and quite humbling to have this sculpture coming to Tippet Rise.
The piece was commissioned by Absolica artist Wendy Red Star, niece of famous artist Kevin Red Star, as part of an exhibition on display at the National Mall. It depicts a very important piece of untold American history.
It's a large thumbprint. It's my thumbprint. It's a glass thumbprint coming out of a granite boulder.
Throughout Crow history dating back to the 1800s, Native American leaders would often sign treaties with an X, a symbol, or a thumbprint.
What people don't realize is that there is a deep and rich history of Native peoples coming to Washington, D.C. to sit with U.S. presidents and negotiate.
The names of Absolica chiefs are inscribed on the lines of Red Star's thumbprint in a font created from her handwriting. There's also a quote from Curly, a Crow scout during the Battle of the Little Bighorn. Curly traveled to D.C. in the early 1900s to defend Crow land from non-native settlers.
Crow land is basically our ancestors. Several layers are the blood and dust of our ancestors. And if you want to find nature's earth, you'll have to dig down really far before you can find it, because the top portion is Crow.
All of this on display in D.C. on Signers Island, right next to a memorial dedicated to the signers of the Declaration of Independence. Its next and permanent stop, Tippet Rise Art Center, where you can view it starting in 2024.
We intend to put it in a location where every visitor will see it, which isn't necessarily the case with the way people move through Tippet Rise. The work will help inform people of more of the history of the land at Tippet Rise.
The land near Fishtail was on the second Crow agency, the first being near Livingston, and the current at its location today, where the Absolica people were eventually moved. Near Fishtail, Diane Parker, MTN News.